Hello, all you math maniacs out there. Hope you're enjoying this rainy Friday morning. But what we're going to learn today is how to measure and draw angles using a protractor. So what we've learned so far is we've learned what an acute angle is, what an obtuse angle is, what a straight angle is, or a right angle. You guys are becoming professional angle people, if there's such a thing. Okay, and then we learned what, prior to that, we learned what a ray was, what a line segment, a point. Before I teach you how to measure a angle using a protractor, you need to know, first of all, what a protractor is. And a protractor is a tool that is used to measure and draw precise angles. We know that there are 360 degrees in an angle, in a circle. So the angle that you are going to either draw or measure with a protractor is going to be between 1 and 360 degrees. Now, it's important that you know what a vertex is as well. A vertex is the common point where two rays meet up. I'm going to show you this in a second. It's a common point where two rays meet up, and that is where, that is how you are going to measure your angle using a protractor. Now, what's cool about a protractor is it'll measure your angle to the nearest degree. And it is very, very precise. But in order to correctly use the protractor, you need to know the difference between an acute angle and an obtuse angle. And of course, in order to know the difference between an acute angle and an obtuse angle, you need to know what a right angle is. So a right angle forms a perfect L. It's 90 degrees, a perfect L. Now, it's kind of like a perfect L. Now, if it's smaller like this, that is going to be an acute angle. And if it's larger like this, that is going to be an obtuse angle. That should just be a very quick, hasty review for you. But you'll see why it is important to know the difference between an acute and an obtuse angle here very shortly. Because when you're using a protractor, it's going to give you two sets of numbers. Now, what you see right in front of you right now is courtesy of my buddies over at mathsisfun.com. That's right, my buddies over at mathsisfun.com. Not only do they teach you how to use a protractor, they give you an opportunity to use one, which I'm going to show you in a second. And they have a number of different resources for you math maniacs out there and for some of you teachers out there to use. It's a free site, and it's a great site. I highly recommend it. So let's take a look at it. What you're looking at right here is a protractor. I see kind of a half circle right here, and numbers on both, or actually two sets of numbers. And right on top of the protractor, you see this black dot is 90 degrees. Okay, and then you have 180 on this side, or 0. You have 180 on this side, or 0. Now, this is what you are going to use in order to measure or draw precise angles. Now, the site that I'm showing you right here, it has some good information. There's also some information that it's not showing you that when you log on, you will see how awesome it is. So, how do you know which numbers to use? Do you use the inside numbers, which are smaller, or the outside numbers, which are larger? Well, you can see that this protractor is on a line right here. You see how it is, the bottom of the protractor is parallel with this line right here where the black thing is moving back and forth. And you can see at the very center of the protractor is going to be an X. And you cannot see that because that X is directly on the vertex where these endpoints meet up. Now let's take a look at where it says 70 degrees. So in this example, we are measuring this angle right here. Watch the black dot. This angle that goes up here, this smaller angle. Now, if we were measuring the smaller angle, then I'm going to look at that angle, and is that an obtuse angle or is that an acute angle? Well, I see since it is coming down this way, it is closer, it is smaller than a right angle, I know that it is an acute angle. So I'm going to use the smaller number since it is smaller than a right angle. So the way you do is you line it up on this angle right here, and then this one comes up and it runs right through. You look at the black dot, it runs right through two numbers. One of them is 110, and the other one is 70. Since it is an acute angle, an angle that is smaller than a right angle, we are going to measure that as 70 degrees. It's as simple as that, you guys. It's as simple as that, 70 degrees. Now, let's look at the other side. So now we're measuring the angle that says 110 degrees. You look at the black mark right here, come over here, we're measuring this angle, this larger angle right here, 110 degrees. And we still have it lined up on this same common line right here. And we see that this one starts at 0, and the other one, again, is at 110 degrees or 70 degrees. Now, we know we are going to use the 110 degrees because it is greater than a right angle. It is an obtuse angle. Since it is greater than a right angle, we are going to use the greater number of 110 as opposed to 70. Now, with that being said, what I want you guys to try yourself is this awesome tool right here. This awesome tool says, okay, it allows you to move the protractor. This is what I love about this site. Okay, so let's measure angle A. So you can see right here, there is an X, or just a circle split in fourths, and I want to put the center of that circle that's split in fourths on the vertex A. Now, if I tried to measure an angle right now, it would be impossible because all my numbers are outside of this triangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the protractor until A is lined up with this 0 right here. Look at the black dot. A is lined up with this 0. Now, I'm going to go from A and look at this one. Watch the black dot over to B. And where does it go through? Where does it go through? Let me get my magnifying glass out there because that is pretty small. It looks to me that it goes through about 42 degrees. And I'm using the smaller of the two numbers because I see this angle right here is an acute angle. It is smaller than a right angle. So I'm going to, up here, I'm going to put 42 degrees. And wow, right off the bat, you have one angle correct. That is fantastic. Let's go to the next angle. Let's try it. Let's try two more. This is fun. My word. So you can see right here, the circle split in fourths. I'm going to put the center of that circle right on the vertex B. And if I tried measuring an angle right now, there's no way that I could do it because all my numbers are off the, or out of the triangle. So I'm going to rotate this down until the number 0, or 180, this thick black dot at the end of the protractor is touching the line between B and C. So I see it sets in line between B and C. I also notice that when I look at this angle, again, it is smaller than a right angle. So I know I need to use the smaller number. So when I look at that, use my magnifying glass because my eyes aren't so great. I look at it and I'm going to use a smaller one. It looks like it's about 52. 52. Let's see if I'm correct. 52. 2 angles correct. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, and then we do the same thing. Again, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I don't want this video to be too long, but we do the same thing down here. We put the center of the circle on vertex C. Make sure that our, oops, went the wrong way. Make sure that this thick dot or this thick dash at 0 is parallel or on top of B right here. And now we can get an angle, and that looks like it's, wow, perfectly 90-degree angle, you guys. Let me see if I'm right. Well done. I love it. We got it. I want to try another. So you try another, and it gives you more examples, and you can keep trying and trying and trying until you get the hang of it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of various ages, that is how you use a protractor. Now, most protractors, you're going to use a physical copy, a copy or a protractor that you could actually hold in your hand, an object. But due to the fact that I'm teaching you how to use a protractor online, we linked up with my good friends over at Math S is Fun, and we learned it virtually. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Have fun with the examples there. Have fun on that site looking at other things. Strongly recommend it, and you know what to do. If you have any questions at all, keep practicing, reach out if you need to. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Stay dry and be kind, be nice, work hard.